Well, howdy do, buckaroos. Oh, gosh, I just went live. My camera quit working the second we went live. Ain't that a bitch? Let's try that again. There we go. Camera keeps popping on and off. I've been working all day. I actually done several videos from it today. All of a sudden, it wants to get temperamental on me.
It
So
knows.
I was just finishing this one up. I was just telling you about this one. Beer friend out of New York, Chad Glover sent me a bunch of New York brews, and I hadn't had anything from this brewery before. Kelso Brewery, Kelso Beer Co. It says Imperial India Pale Ale, a double IPA with bold malts and huge hops. It's 10%. I didn't look up I didn't look up on their website to find out what the IBUs were, but it says since 2006. So if they haven't changed this recipe since 2006, I mean, this basically is what Imperial IPAs were back then. It's certainly not that light, fruity kind of IPA that everybody wants these days. It is big, it's malty, but it's not a malt bomb because there's a lot of, it's very aggressive. I mean, there's a lot of hops at the end.
Going back to the roots.
But it is, yeah. I mean, it is like an early craft imperial. I mean, it isn't a candy ass, fruity pebble or orange Julius kind of IPA like everybody seems to want to do these days. That this isn't an IPA for a guy with the romper and the man bun with the vape pipe.
Yeah, how come
Let's
you don't
say
have
that. The guy that has the douche trifecta, this isn't the beer for you.
Did your wife then get you a romper for?
You got the douche trifecta going on.
Did your wife get you a romper for your birthday?
Yeah. I know there's got to be a guy with a romper, man bun, and a vape pipe watching me going, that's not nice. What the hell are you talking about? You got the douche trifecta going on.
Isn't a romper just simply an adult version of a onesie?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, well, some folks have been showing pictures of what's his name? Oh gosh, the crocodile. The guy from Australia.
Oh yeah, Steve Irwin.
Steve Irwin. Yeah, you know what? If you can wrestle an alligator, you can get away with a romper. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You can wear whatever. Yeah, you can wear whatever the hell you want when you're wrestling the wildlife.
Yeah, if you can wrestle an alligator, you're okay. But if you got a man bun with a vape pipe, no, you can't pull it off without being made fun of. I will make fun of you. And I am really the opposite of bully. I don't make fun of a lot, but boy, I am not gonna let that go.
So what if they have the trifecta and they're wrestling an alligator? Do they get a pass?
Yeah, you know what? If you can wrestle an alligator, by golly, you can pull off any look you want. You can have a man bun. You can have a mullet. You can have a mullet wearing a thong. If you're wrestling an alligator, you can get away with anything you want. Unless you got a vape pipe too. I mean, if you got a romper, a man bun, and a vape pipe, there is no way that there is nothing that can manly up that look. What else can I say to what else can I say to insult hipsters that might be watching this?
I don't know. You hit that one out of the park. I'm not sure there's anything
I'm ready for the comments, but you're old and fat. Yes, I am. But I don't have a man bun, a romper, or a vape pipe. But you're old and fat. Yes, I am. By golly. Anyways, so what? Now that I've got on my rant there, why don't you talk a minute, Todd? Tell us what's going on in your neck of the woods, and tell us what you're drinking.
I am drinking. This is a leftover beer my brother-in-law brought over. We had a few friends over last night, just hanging out and drinking a few beers. And comes over. He always leaves whatever he's drinking, and leaves them for me to have. So this is one of them. It's a 450 North Brewing Company out of Columbus, Indiana. It's the Honey Coast.
Oh, Honey Coast. Where'd you say that one was from again? You kind of garbled a little bit. 450 North Brewing Company out of Columbus, Indiana. Oh, okay. Columbus, Indiana. Got it. So how is that beer?
It's nice. It's smooth. Really sweet. Kind of, I would say really sweet, but a lot of sweetness there, and definitely the honey is definitely the star of the show. Definitely get a lot of honey in the mouth for sure. When I first poured it out, like I said, it's dissipated since, but it still leaves some around on the glass, and it had a lot of bubbling action going on too, but it's kind of died down too. I don't know if you can see the color, but
Nice. Yeah, it looks kind of, from the picture I'm getting, it's kind of like a hazy golden.
yeah, it almost looks more like a adjunct
So
than it does.
darker than straw, I would say, but not quite a bright
Well,
golden.
it's showing up a little different on the screen for some reason. It's not quite that dark. It's a lot more golden yellow color type.
Does it seem more straw-like on your end?
Yes, yeah, definitely more straw-like. I said it
But
almost
it
looks
is
like
rather
more
hazy, right? I'm not imagining that, right?
No, it is hazy. You can't see through it at all.
All right. Wanted to make sure it wasn't just my eyes, man. I have been drinking all day. I've been pacing myself, but I actually started drinking about 1 o'clock this afternoon. And
Up to the light, it does have that darker appearance as you're getting on the screen, though. So maybe
yeah, it does look a little darker. It looks kind of like a light gold. It's not a deep gold, but it's kind of a hazy light golden, little darker than straw color.
It's only 4.6%, which I guess is pretty typical for your Kolsch style beer.
Yeah, Kolsch can run between 4.5 to 5 typically.
15 IBUs, I believe, is what the numbers are on that one.
Which, yeah, would be in line with the style, sure.
It's a little pricey, I think. For
IBUs on a Kolsch can run anywhere between 15 and 25 typically. Some more, some less.
Right. This one came in a 4-pack of 16-ounce pint cans. I think he said he gave like $11.99, which seems a little pricey for that type of beer for that quantity, I guess.
Well, yeah, $11.99 for a 4.6% beer seems a little pricey. Yeah.
They recently, it's the same brewery just recently. You may have heard Rajay talk about it. They just come out with an IPA. I think maybe even a double IPA. It's called Fruity Nuggets. And the logo on it,
talking about that one.
The logo on it looks like Fruity Pebbles, and I think it's supposedly what they're trying to go for. But it's been big on the scene here. I'm not able to pick it up down here yet. But rage going on about it, so we'll see. I don't know. Kind of curious to see how it tastes. Well, this one's pretty good. It's definitely a sessionable grass cutting type beer. Which most of your Kolsch's are that way. They just kind of flavor them however they want to flavor them,
Well, yeah, the perfect Kolsch is, it's a lager ale hybrid. They should be light, but they should have some flavor as well. Some will use, most will use traditional noble hops, and they can vary between Hallertau, Tettnang, Saaz.
Let's see. It doesn't say anything on the can about what the ingredients are, so I'm not really sure what the hops are or anything like that. So, and I didn't really look it up before we hopped on, so I don't have any of the background on it. But it's
many
good.
American versions can use different hops, but traditionally that's what a Kolsch will use.
It's good. Kolsch, I think, is a good kind of lead in to get you away from the lagers.
Yeah, they are a nice stepping stone beers for sure.
Overpowering bitterness of an IPA. You get some of the sweetness that kind of mellows it out, maltiness to them. And then again, like I said, most of them have a specific like flavoring to them that they have, you know, for the most part. At least from what I can see, they've got most of your Kolsch's have a flavor of some sort, mango or cucumber or whatever the case may be.
So are you getting any noticeable flavors out of that one there? Well, what are you picking up?
More the honey than anything.
Honey, you getting a lot of the honey? So honey would be kind of an American spin on a Kolsch.
Definitely getting some, I guess, kind of maltiness, not like just the sweetness of it, I guess, more so, not, you know, I guess malty, I guess it's the malts. Not typical maltiness that you get from like a stout or a porter or anything like that, but definitely some sweetness there and no bitterness at all. So, I mean, if you're not a, you know, for the hophead, the non-hophead out there, would probably really enjoy it. I like something that's got a little more kick to it, but for some reason when I opened the fridge, it just kind of popped out and sounded good. So, how about yours?
Yeah, I'm near the end of this one. It's not bad. Again, it's very different in the fact that it's just not what Imperial IPAs are right now. But then I look at the can, it says established in Brooklyn 2006. So if this is what they were doing in 2006, this really wouldn't be an odd Imperial IPA. It would be what brewers were doing back then. But it seems like every Imperial IPA or double IPA now has to taste like fruit juice. You know, it's got to taste like Fruity Pebbles or an Orange Julius or like you just carbonated a glass of grapefruit juice. Yeah, for me, I got to admit, for me, I like it because I like this kind of old school Imperial IPA that's big, it's malty, it's big and hoppy too. I mean, it's just assertive in every way. So for me, it works.
Did he just send you one can of that, or did you get multiples of it?
No, just one. I mean, he sent me a friend, Chad Glover, sent me about 7 or 8 brews, one can of about everything. But this is one of them, and it's very nice.
Oh, cool.
One of those the double galactic daisy cutter I drank earlier today. It was very nice too. But that other one I told you about, and once again the name eludes me for some reason. Damn it. The Newburgh Mega Boss. That one was really something. Newburgh Mega Boss. That wow, that one kind of set me up.
So far, good things from that brewery then, huh? Sounds
yeah,
like.
I mean, so far everything you sent me has been pretty fantastic. I've actually had I've had the regular daisy cutter before. Greg Rainier, one of the guys from Famous Pedal the Cause team. At the time, his son lived in Chicago, so he brought me back a daisy cutter. So, but I'd never had this one, and this one was pretty fantastic. But I never had anything from Newburgh Brewery or Kelso out of New York before. Excuse me. Got a gas, man.
So did you grill out tonight, or?
No, I did. I actually grilled yesterday. Today would have been the perfect day to grill weather-wise. My wife was gone most of the day helping my daughter with some stuff. So I stayed home, but I had some. I actually had some hamburger or some ground beef that I had to cook. So I actually made some picadillo out of it. Went blank there for a second. Made some picadillo out of it. But she wanted some Chinese food, so on the way home she brought some Chinese food. But I made the enchilada sauce and I made the picadillo. So tomorrow we're gonna have picadillo enchiladas. Now they may be for breakfast, they may be for lunch, they may be for dinner. That I don't know. But we're gonna have picadillo enchiladas at some point tomorrow. Or I am. She can eat whatever the hell she wants, but I'm eating those.
Uh-oh. With the glowing,
That's
with
the,
the glowing tortilla,
that's the
huh?
great thing about Mexican food, though, right? Especially peasant Mexican food, like I'm cooking, is that I mean, you know, the back in the late '90s, we lived in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and then El Paso, Texas, and they make enchiladas flat out there, and they serve them. They give you the option, no matter what time of day you order them, of having an egg on them. They call them montadas. So, but yeah, you make the picadillo enchilada. You make it flat. You don't roll it. You just make it flat, and you put an egg on it. All of a sudden, it's breakfast food. It's the same food you might have for lunch or dinner, but if you put an egg on top, by golly, now it's breakfast.
right? That makes sense.
That's what I love about Mexican food. So, and my wife loves the montada style kind of thing. So, whether we have it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, it's probably going to have an egg on it regardless. So.
I like sunny side up, and where you can break the yolk and let it run all over everything.
I'm more of I like an over medium where it's kind of
Oh,
flipped
okay.
a little bit harder than it's saying over easy, but not an over hard. So basically, the white's completely done, but the yolk is still runny.
That's how I like mine too.
Like an over medium. Yep.
Yeah, flip it and cook that bad boy on the white, and still enough where you can break the yolk.
Yeah, I like the white completely done and then put it on top. But yeah, I work in Benton County, Arkansas during the week, and Rogers, Arkansas, in particular, has a large Hispanic population, and there are a couple great food trucks out there that my wife and I like to hit. But they do this type picadillo can be made several different ways. Growing up in California, like I did, picadillo always has beef. It always has potatoes. But California, it typically use shredded beef. The potatoes were chunked, well, kind of a rustic cut, more chunked than diced. Uh, but in Rogers, everything they do the picadillo. Typically uses ground beef. It has potatoes and carrots, and they're always diced small. So what I made here was kind of a Rogers, Arkansas kind of uh, type of picadillo, and I didn't realize what I was doing until I was finished with it. But when I tasted it, I said, "Oh gosh, that just tastes like the one food truck that we like to go to." So now I think I know how they make it because what I made tastes exactly like what they do.
Oh, nice. Well, there you go.
So, anyways, I just finished this beer. So, do you want to have another beer and keep talking, or you want to end this session and move along? I'll give you the option since you're the guest.
I don't care. We can end it and start another one, or go grab another one. We can keep going.
I'll grab another beer. Say something. I don't know. Try to sound like you know what you're doing, and I'll be back with another beer.
Well, no, I don't really know what I'm doing. I just drink beer. So anyway, having a good Memorial weekend. Drinking lots of beer. Off tomorrow, so hence drinking some more beer tonight. Why not? Yeah. Seems like the appropriate thing to do. Yeah. So got to give Tom a shout and she's a special ed have a beer with him. So I'm not drinking alone. She's the one that had the neck surgery twice. Well, come on, DC. But this 450 Brewing Company is a pretty good beer. Yeah. Pretty good brewery, I guess. They make some pretty decent stuff. Nothing over the top, but pretty good. Oh, I thought you said you hadn't seen her today. Back in 2012, I believe. So, come on, baby. Years, depending on when they got started, it could already be 5 years.
All right. Are we still talking? Did you scare our viewer away?
I was rambling on.
So I decided to go a different direction. After that big 10% double, I thought I'd have a single. So I've got the forehand single speed ale brewed with jasmine, 5%. Yes, that's all it says about it here. The original incarnation of the single speed actually used elderflower. I'll be honest with you, I actually preferred it best. I don't necessarily mind this, but the elderflower really acted more like a hop at the end and kind of added some bitterness and dried it up in the finish. Although the jasmine version seems to be more popular and they've stuck with it. But I was really impressed with the original elderflower version.
Both sound interesting.
Trying to show the can, and right at that moment, my camera turned off. Oh.
Thing gives you fits, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it does. Well, it's not going to work apparently, but if you can see this beer, it's kind of like a cloudy straw color. There we
What's
go.
the numbers on that one?
Here. See if you can see that before it turns off. Kind of a cloudy straw. Slightly hazy. I guess more hazy than cloudy, I'll say.
It's very similar
nice
color
head.
to
the... Has a nice, pleasant aroma. It'll be a good palate cleanser. A good palate cleanser beer, man.
What's the IBUs and the ABV on that one?
I don't know. ABV is 5%. IBUs, I'm not sure. I didn't look it up here. If I had to guess, I'd say the IBUs were light. I'd say it probably hovers between 15 to 20 if I was to hazard a guess.
So a session beer with air quotation marks.
Yeah, if I had to hazard a guess, I'd say it was between 15 to 20. I'd be surprised if it was more than 25. So you still working on the same beer over in that neck of the woods?
Yeah, about done. I'm going to run the fridge and grab another one real quick.
All right, let you grab another beer. We'll do one more beer for this session. Be right back. There you go. Well, if anybody's still with us, or anybody gives a rat's ass, do you have a rat's ass you'd like to give? So, anyways, I just poured this. this
All right.
They recently changed the can, the single speed, 4-can single speed. There we go. So, what'd you grab this time, Todd?
This one is called Galaxy Fest. It's a IPA from the same brewery. I actually picked this one up on Friday. Galaxy.
Oh, I see.
50 North Brewing Company out of Columbus, Indiana. And this one was a 4-pack that ran. It don't cost me, well, I'll say only, but it was $8.99, I think, or $7.99. I can't remember exactly. I bought several things. So I don't remember exactly what it was, but 6.5 ABV and 65 IBUs. So definitely a better bargain on this one than the other 4-pack of that Kolsch that I was just drinking. I thought he said $11.99 for it. But I think a lot of that could have just been probably where he bought it from. Does it range? Well, I'm sure it's the same in your area. A couple dollars difference from one store to the next, there could be.
So, have you guys been doing anything in particular for this Memorial weekend? You do anything tomorrow? Any grilling? Anything going on?
I'm probably going to cut grass. my wife has to work, and my daughter will be just getting back from a trip. So I might grill something. We went out to dinner tonight. We had a gift card that we got back at Christmas time that we hadn't used yet. So
oh, nice.
Went out to dinner tonight.
Where'd you go?
So, Outback Steakhouse.
Oh, nice. So what'd you have?
Well, we both actually got a 10-ounce ribeye.
Oh, nice. So how was it?
She had a salad and a baked potato, and I had fries and mac and cheese is what they called it. It was like a spiral type noodle.
So how was the steak there?
The steak wasn't bad. It wasn't too bad. You're typical. I personally think I make a better one than I can buy at the restaurant, but
yeah,
my wife typically agrees. There's not one place that we've gone to.
You spent all the money going out, and oh yeah, I could do better. But you had a gift card, so it didn't cost you anything, so that's good.
Yeah, it was a $50 gift card. So by the time we got an appetizer and our drinks, and both of us got a ribeye, I think I ended up having to pay $7 and plus a tip. So
see, that's beautiful when you can do that, right? See, yeah. So when you do that, you usually tip more, don't you? Because you got a bargain, so you tip big.
I do. I gave her, let's see, the bill came up to like $57 and some change. So we had a $50 gift card. So out of my pocket was $7. So I went ahead and gave her $12 and change and just made it an even 20. So
yeah, that's what I'd have done. Yeah, just dropped to 20. Yeah,
that's not quite 25%, but more than 20%. So yeah, on a gift card like that, yeah. I feel like a lot of people probably waiters, servers out of a tip when that happens with a gift card.
Yeah, you're supposed to tip on the actual bill and not your portion of it. A lot of folks will just tip on their portion of it. So, right. I mean, if it's a $58 check, well then 20% of that, it would or 10, 15, 20, depending on your upbringing, is what you should. When I was a kid, 10% was thought to be a normal tip. When I was in my 30s, 15% was an above average tip, 10% was regular. And now they tell you should tip 20%. So I guess it just depends on your upbringing or how old you are, I guess.
Now still also will tip based on the service. If it's great service, I'll tip generous. I'll give them a generous tip. And aren't doing their job, then I'll kind of go minimum on it. Yeah. Anyway, just as because, but not always deservedly so, but I still do it anyway. But
yeah, I kind of do the same.
If they're good, and, if they're good, then they earned it. A waiter is basically a salesperson that's, fronting for the restaurant. So if you do a good job, you get paid.
My wife and I had a situation about 3 years ago where we had a very nice young waitress or server, I guess they call them now. Very nice young server. It was lunch at kind of a casual dining place. I won't mention the name, but they were very friendly. And the owner, but not the owner, but the manager at one point come over and talked to us, and we told her it was our anniversary, and she said she was going to buy us an appetizer, so that was nice. But when they came around to give us the final bill, they said that they just picked up the whole tab.
Oh, nice.
So, but we didn't order that much anyway, so it wasn't that big a deal. It was only like I think it might have been just barely over a $10 bill anyway. But they picked up the whole thing. But I ended up tipping the girl 20 because it was our anniversary. We were on vacation, and she was very nice. So I just gave her $20 to cover everything. And so she was very happy with us for giving her a $20 tip. Yeah.
Yeah. And we typically don't go to chain restaurants too often. We try to go to the local establishments. But we had a gift card, so there's no reason why we went there. It's usually not the first place of choice. So
Gift cards are always nice, though. Yeah, it's nice when you can go out and relax and you know it's not going to cost you a lot.
Right. Yeah.
Especially, when you're
Like I said, we were.
when you have kids, you're married, you have kids, you don't get to go out very often for a lot of reasons, and so you want to be able to relax on the odd occasion that you can get out and relax a little bit.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Chose to go ahead and just use it tonight, and figured the two of us could go and eat and use pretty much use it all and be a relatively inexpensive dinner for the night.
Oh, mercy.
So I assume you're off tomorrow.
I am. Well, yeah, I mean, kind of. What I do, I mean, nobody wants to see me on a holiday Monday anyway. So
Right.
yeah, there's really not a whole lot of point for me to get out and try to sell people because it's gonna waste my time and piss them off. So yeah, I'm not gonna do much tomorrow. I won't say I won't work at all because I do have text emails I can get out. A lot of clients I deal with through email, so I will be doing that tomorrow. So I won't say I won't work at all, but I'm not going to be
Gotcha.
out on the road doing that kind of stuff now.
Well, yeah, at least you can do that from home.
Yeah, that I can do. Did she come in? She scratches on the door. Anyway, so yesterday, our daughter came over for a little bit, and I wanted to grill, but we were having some crazy weather. Well, they talked about bad storms and hail coming in. They were talking about softball size hail at one point in our neck of
Oh
the
wow.
woods, which never happened, by the way. But at one point, I was going to grill, and then it started storming, so I got everything ready, but didn't grill. But then it quit, so I went out and grilled lunch. I just made some gear cheese stuffed sliders. Uh, and then I was going to grill dinner out there, so I got that ready to go. Our grandson Ben spent the night with us, so I was going to make some uh, Salisbury steak, but I wanted to grill it first before I sauteed it in the gravy or simmered it in the gravy, more to the point. But then it started storming again. But then it quit long enough for me to grill them and bring them in. And the second I pulled them off the grill and brought them in, the storm hit again. So, I mean, we went through this like three different times. It came and went, came and went, came and went. But they never did get that big wicked storm that they said we were going to get.
Yeah, that was the same. We were supposed to go. We went through that this weekend also. Off and on rain, and I was supposed to get some nasty weather Friday night, last night, but it never really never snowballed to that. So it just got some storms, just some nice steady rain that came through, and that was about it.
See, my brother has a theory. My brother has this theory that every time that the economy is low in Southwest Missouri, they talk about storms, and then everybody runs to the store and buys everything. Because this has actually happened like three times this year so far that they predicted the doom and gloom of all storms, and it never happened. So this is my brother's theory,
Yeah.
and quite frankly, he may be a little bit paranoid, but he hasn't been wrong yet.
It sounds like a good theory to me. I never really thought about it that way, but I can see that
Yeah, every
happening.
time they want to boost the economy, they say there's going to be a doom and gloom impending storm. Everybody runs to the store and buys all the milk and bread on the shelves, and nothing happens.
Yeah, why is that? Why is it bread and milk is always the thing?
Well,
I don't know about
make
your
sure
house,
I
but my
have
household.
beer. My wife is in charge of the bread and milk. If she wants bread and milk, she's going to pick that shit up. I'm going to make sure I've got plenty of beer and whiskey because we all have our priorities. If I'm going to go down in a
Exactly.
store, it's going to be having a shot of good whiskey and not eating a sandwich. That's all I'm
Right.
saying.
Exactly.
I'm not having a sandwich with milk. If I'm going to go down, I'm going to have the best beer in a 21-year-old single malt. Are you following me? I'm not going to be eating a bologna sandwich.
I don't know about your household, but my household, we end up throwing out the milk about every 6 days anyway. So that's not the first thing I'm going to the store to buy.
Well, that's kind of funny too. Is that it used to be my wife would go through a lot of milk, and I've never been a milk drinker. In fact, even if I have cereal, and I don't really like cereal, but on the rare occasion I do eat cereal, I just put enough milk on there to get it wet. I don't like a lot of milk in anything. But my wife used to drink a lot of milk, but she's not even drinking a lot of milk these days. So typically, if I use milk, it's in cooking of some sort. If I'm making a chowder, or something. I just don't, or gravy, if I'm making gravy. But I just don't, we don't use a lot of milk anymore. Yeah. We
Yeah,
used
but
to go
same
through,
here.
gosh, how many, back when Seamus was young, how much milk would we go through? Like,
3 to 4 gallons a week.
yeah, we go through 3 to 4 gallons a week at one point, and now we might go through about a half gallon a week, maybe a gallon top end. We might go through a gallon a week, but only if I'm making a lot of cream fucking gravy. Anyway,
we always buy the gallon because it's really cheaper than just to buy the half gallon. So we always get the gallon, and we end up throwing half of it away by the time that expires, and you go 3 or 4 days after, and you're smelling it to see whether it's even still good or not. And then by that time,
yeah,
throwing it down
well,
the drain.
here's the odd thing is, like I said, I mean, I work in Rogers, Arkansas during the week, so I typically will leave Rogers, Arkansas on Fridays between 1 and 3. So I'll stop by the store on my way out of town because I'll hit there's a store before I hit the highway to come back to Springfield. So I'll hit that store in Rogers if we need milk, because there's a store in Rogers, Arkansas that has milk for how much a gallon out there, babe? It's $1 for a gallon at this one particular store.
Oh wow!
So I'll buy milk and eggs. Eggs are how much out there, sweetie? Now 43 cents a dozen. So I'll pick up milk and eggs there and then head my ass home on Friday afternoons.
Yeah, that's cheap for milk. At least it is for our part.
But there was a time we were going through a couple, 3 gallons a week, but now we're lucky to go through a gallon a week, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we don't use that much either. Nobody here will drink it. Generally, if it gets
Sometimes
drank,
on the weekends I'll make a crustless quiche, and then I'll use 2 cups. But sometimes I just use the milk, just to get rid of the damn stuff. To be honest with you, I'll make gravy. I'll make a cream gravy, or I'll put it in a quiche, just so we don't have to throw it away 2 or 3 days later.
yeah, we do that sometimes.
Anyways, as I finish my beer, I figure we've been talking a while, so I'm going to end this session. Todd and I may come back with another one, who knows, but nobody wants to listen to either of us that long.
Ramble about nothing.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like the Jerry Seinfeld of beer guys. My show's about nothing. Some guys want to have self-importance that their show's about this and that. No, I'm the Jerry Seinfeld of beer guys. My show is about nothing. There is nothing of any importance ever going on this particular channel. That I can guarantee you. I am not going to solve your problems.
I don't know. Sometimes you do inadvertently, I think.
Anyways, hey, Todd, any final words about the beer you're drinking at the moment?
That's pretty good. It's a solid IPA. Nothing over the top, but it's very drinkable. Not overly bitter. Get some pininess on the nose. You get more of the citrus kind of pineapple smell to it, but not quite as much on the flavor. At least it doesn't seem to me anyway. Definitely get some of the some of the both the nose, but not as much in the taste. But it's good though. It's a nice. There's kind of cloudy copper color, I guess.
Yeah, very similar color to the double IPA I drank when at first here. I'm finishing off the single speed ale brewed with jasmine. It's a very nice, likable 5%. Some might take umbrage to me calling it a session beer, but it is certainly one that is easily sessionable. So let's just say that. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer. That is Todd. Doesn't have a good nickname yet. I'm going to come up with one for him, though. We're going to
I
come
can't
up
wait.
with something. Uh, I am the Beer Whisperer, BeerVangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and say it with me.
All around, good guy.
Yeah, that's my buddy. You all have a good one.